What up, you guys? Sim here at Team Panda. Here to talk about another card discussion. We're gonna talk about a card that has literally disrupted people's games for years. Has made people question whether to attack or not. It basically happens when your opponent's holding a hand. They don't have back row. If you guys know where I'm going with this, we're gonna talk about Gorz. I knew this was coming for a while. People have wanted to know my opinion on Gorz. Gorz, you guys, is unbelievable. Like literally, it really is. Think about a card that's not only 2,700 attack points, 2,500 defense points, but can also summon a token that mimics that of the monster that just attacked. I mean, the fuck, you guys? Like honestly, it's unbelievable. Gorz is one of those few cards that's left around that's just unbelievable at one. And when it's summoned, I mean, it makes such a difference in the game. It turns tides of game because it runs over everything. Gorz has literally been called the shit disturber card, like literally. You think you have full control of the game with 3 or 4 monsters. You attack into this 2,700 beat stick that comes out, and you're like, fuck, how do I get around this thing? Gorz is unbelievable, you guys. Since Gorz was released, a while back, I remember first seeing it in a video game. I think it was World Championship '08 or '09. I really don't remember what year Gorz came out, but ever since Gorz came out, it's been pretty dominant in the metagame. It's been in a lot of different decks. This format, especially, it's seen in Formula Monarch, Fish. Any deck that needs to stall, they run Gorz. But I know a lot of other decks run Gorz, Scraps run Gorz, a lot of other archetypes run Gorz. Gorz is unbelievable. People need to realize, though, Gorz is not for every deck. You're not allowed to have back row when you summon Gorz. So if you run a deck like I do that runs Necro Valley that you want to actually keep on the field, Gorz is not for you. Gorz is not in my deck right now. Gorz is actually sided in my Fish FTK deck because my goal is actually not to summon Gorz the game one. Game one, I'm trying to FTK. Game two, I'm trying to stall my way to FTKing again. Gorz is really good though because not only does it, you do take damage, but then you drop Gorz and a token. You've literally created a mini wall off one attack, and then your opponent is left to debate. What's my next move? Like honestly, for a lot of decks, this is a problem because, especially Samurai, when they attack and they attack into Gorz, Gorz immediately gets over Sheehan. Plus, if Sheehan was the one that attacked, you get a 2,500 attack point token. That's really hard to run around, you guys. Like honestly, like they'll have to waste several cards or use Hand of the Six, Dark Hole, Smashing, whatever they main deck, they're going to have to use it to pop Gorz because Gorz gets in the way. Like I said, it's a shit disturber. It disrupts play, and 2,700 attack points is really hard to get around. Think about it. There's very few synchros that can get around it. Trishula can only get around it if you're fortunate enough to hit it from the hand, the field, but other than that, Gorz will drop and, suicide with Trishula or run over, pretty much every other synchro out there. That's why, we hate not having Goyo Guardian. Rest in peace, Goyo Guardian. I'd love to see you come back on the next list because Gorz is hard to deal with. So when you have situations where you're kind of low on attack monsters and you attack and your Gorz is dropped, you're really in trouble because it's hard to get around a monster, of this caliber, plus with this effect to summon a token that's just as strong as the damage you just took. It's really, really interesting. People don't know, but Gorz does have another effect. When you do take effect damage, you also can drop Gorz. You don't get a token, but you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the amount. So say you have a monster that inflicts damage like I really can't even think of one, you guys. It's been so long. Oh, Stealth Bird. So say you have no back row, and say your opponent flips Stealth Bird. Say you're playing a stall deck that burns, or say you're playing Pac-Man. You take 1,000 damage, drop Gorz, your opponent takes 1,000 damage. But that's very rare that you see that. Gorz is usually summoned after taking battle damage. So aside from that, you won't really see it in effect damage. But like I said, in general, when Gorz is dropped, shit goes down because Gorz is really hard to get around. It's a really good card. I love the card. I would run it in Gravekeeper if only it was possible. It's not possible, so I'm not going to be stupid and try to run it and think I'm pro, because it's definitely not pro at all, because you will barely summon it, I'm telling you. Because you need to have Necro Valley on the field. You need to keep control of Necro Valley the entire game. But aside from that, Gorz is amazing. I can see it in almost every deck that doesn't rely on having constant back row. Like I said, it's amazing, and it's a staple in Frog Monarch because that, along with Triple Battle Fader and Tragodia, is your way you stall out your opponent. They waste a lot of sources trying to get rid of your cards, and then you just take over with Monarch. That's pretty much it, you guys. Gorz is just an amazing card. I mean, if you look at Gorz, Gorz looks awesome. Like, Gorz is one of those just really cool looking cards that you just love to draw and you love to just go bam on your opponent when it comes out. Works really well. It works really well for me. I think, it's just over time, Gorz has just gotten better. I don't really see it, going anywhere. The list won't hit it. I mean, Gorz is at 1. It needs to stay at 1. It's not a broken card because there is you have to meet the requirement to summon it, which is you have to take effect damage or battle damage, and you can't have back row. So, I mean, if you have back row, you won't be able to do it. But, yeah, that's all I got to say about Gorz, you guys. It's an amazing card. Please try it out. It seems trivial to talk about it, but Gorz just does so much. I mean, I used to go, Gorz, drop Valor, Synchro to Dark End. You could do so many pro plays with Gorz that you just have to discover on your own. But Gorz does work for days. So that's all I got to say, you guys. Please try Gorz, Emissary of Darkness. This is an amazing card. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Please consider to rate, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.